Órale, Total Trucker Moss Movies and Shows, and here we got episode number 9 of Hell's Kitchen. All right, so first of all, to start, this episode started with the ending of episode 8, and Anne Marie walked back, um, showing that Anthony was eliminated, and nobody really was happy for her. And she knew it. She knew it. She walks back there. She's all like, wow, thanks, guys, right? Yeah, they were kind of a little bit pissed off or, a little upset, man, that Anthony was eliminated. And but yeah, man, that's the way the episode started. It was just I don't know what Anne Marie was feeling, but I'm sure it didn't make her feel good. Something else that didn't make her feel good is that the red team won the competition. This competition ended up in a tie. Both blue and red team were getting the same amount of points for their dishes, and it was Hannah's dish. When that does happen, Chef Ramsay says, "Okay, well, what was the best dish overall? Who had the number one dish?" And it was Hannah. Now, I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I don't think Hannah has a chance of winning Hell's Kitchen. Okay, I don't. But she had it in her to have the best dish in this competition, and that won it for the red team. Now, Brandon had the get out of punishment pass, right? I forgot what it's called, but that's what I'm naming it. And he used it because the winning team, which is the red team, gets to go to New York. I recently went to New York earlier this year, had a good time for the first time. I'd never been to New York either. And he said, you know what? I'm going to go to New York. So he cashes in his get out of punishment pass. And to take his place, he has Anne Marie. So Anne Marie is completely destroyed. Her heart dropped. It was like, wow, man. She started crying. She was having a rough time with it. Everybody, of course, takes it personal. Hey, so be it. And they go out to New York. He goes out to New York with the girls, with the red team. And by the way, the red team, man, they're just like, hey, you picked the right person, Anne Marie. So they're not really digging Anne Marie too much. I mean, not every girl said that, but you could just kind of see like their attitude. And they go out, they have a good time while Anne Marie is over there with the blue team getting them pretty frustrated because she's quite the character, man. She has quite the personality and quite the energy. And we get into dinner service, and good gosh, man. Again, it's we're this far into the competition, and everybody here is a head chef. Now, Brittany, I haven't really talked too much about Brittany, homegirl from Alaska. I do think she does stand a chance to win this competition. I think she's probably like in the lower slots for me of somebody that can win this competition, but I think she can. She's definitely not my favorite. She's in the top, she's in the bottom tier of the ones that I've selected that I think can win the competition. To me, the ones that could win the competition is Wit, Egypt, and Joe. Those three right there are probably the strongest. Outside of them, um, I would say Brittany and maybe Brandon. That's but the top three are those three. Okay, Wit, Egypt, and Joe. Um, so the blue team fails. They continually fail, mainly fail because of Lulu. And by the way, I've said I thought Lulu can possibly have a chance to win it. But obviously she failed. She failed in this episode, and the team failed because of her. And not only that, the team got kicked out. This far into the competition, Chef Ramsay kicks the blue team out. Meanwhile, Brittany's over there on the red side, and it's like she's deaf or something because they're trying to communicate with her and she's not answering. But she kind of bounced back. So she had a little bit of a rough start, but she bounced back. And at the end, man, it was, they chose Kyle. The blue team chose Kyle and Lulu to be in the bottom two up for elimination. And I don't like when people start crying up there. It's like, oh man, feel bad for me. I and Kyle started crying. Like, okay, you're standing next to a woman and she's not crying, right? But he starts crying, and I'm kind of like, oh gosh, man. And in my mind, I'm just kind of like, you know what? Eliminate him just for that. Just for that. Eliminate him just for crying up there. That should be like an automatic. You start crying up there, so you could get some sort of sympathy points or something like that. You're out. You are out. But no, he eliminated Lulu, and I thought it was the right decision. She kind of fell apart. She spent, I'll tell you guys this, she spent much more time in the blue team than she did with the red team. It was pretty early on, I don't remember what episode, that she switched over to be with the guys. So most of her time was with the blue team. So she's gone. She gave Chef Ramsay her jacket. She walks up to the door and she stands there. And I'm thinking, oh, what are we gonna see here? Is she gonna turn back around and come back to Chef Ramsay and fight and plead her case more and more and more? Like, is security gonna have to escort her out? I was thinking something like that. But in reality, I guess she was waiting for the door to open, and Chef Ramsay had to say, "You got to push the door. It's not automatic." And she's all like, "Oh, okay." And she walks out. So, um, yeah, I thought Lulu, I gave her a little bit of a chance to win. She wasn't one of my favorites. But she's gone now. I think Kyle's gonna be gone as well. Yeah, the top three are those three for me: Wit, Egypt, and Joe. The ones that I think still stand a chance is Brittany and Brandon. Everybody else, they're gone, man. They are gone. But we shall see. That is episode 9, and we'll see what happens in episode 10 on Hell's Kitchen. Cholo Trucker, Moss Movies and Shows. Catch you guys on the next one.